So we are group one, and we decided that for our project, we're going to be creating an Apple Aura ring, which we call the iRing. So what kind of like made us pick this was we all kind of have Apple products. Personally, I have an iPhone, AirPods, Apple Watch, iMac. And I think that the iRing would be pretty cool because it would be compatible with Apple products and it's something small and sleek that you can just wear on your finger. And it would be Apple's first high-tech ring that can answer phone calls, play music, track sleeping, and have a lot of health benefits. So, a little bit of background on Apple. Apple was founded in the 1970s by Steve Jobs. It now has headquarters in California and is known for designing, manufacturing, and selling customer electronics, software, and online services. Apple has grown into one of the most worldwide valuable and influential companies. Some of Apple's key products, as you can see here, would start off with the iMac was their first product. It was a refined desktop computers with emphasis on design. Then they kind of started getting into the smaller things like the iPod, which was portable music player. You kind of clipped it onto your clothes, could walk around. It wasn't really touchscreen yet. And then they kind of made the iPhone later on, which was like its peak. That was the first mobile phone industry that was kind of touchscreen that became super popular. And then they created like the App Store, which created a whole new industry of apps that companies can make apps for, and that whole industry grew. And then they created the iPad, which was an open table market because that was one of the bigger, it wasn't a smartphone, but it was a bigger touchscreen electronic. And now Apple also has created the AirPods, the Apple Watches, and stuff like that. Um, it also has stuff like Apple TV, Apple Pay, and iOS, which is more, what's the word? More like technological advanced, like on the technology side, it's more digital and you can't physically see it, but it's very advanced in the paying, and the iOS is very advanced. Apple also is known for having a loyal customer base. So once you really bought that like iPhone 4, now there's the iPhone 16, people have stuck with that, which is super important to us when making the iRing because Apple customers are loyal. So if they do own an iPhone and Apple Watch, maybe are more willingly to buy the Apple ring. Also, we chose to pick Apple because of its financial stability. It makes approximately 385 billion dollars per year with a income of 101.96 billion a year, reflecting its profitability. Apple remains a high profitability with a gross margin of 45%. So its stock performance is also very investor confidence, which means like a lot of people invest in the company. So if we make this Apple ring, a lot of people will help us and invest and grow that company. Also, looking at success and financial growth, we propose that the iRing will be successful because it will be a smart ring designed to conjoin with your iPhone, AirPods, and Mac. The iRing would also primarily be used to be tracking its health metrics, such as sleep, heart rate, body temperature, and physical activity. In addition, it would allow you to connect to your AirPods, listen to music, receive phone calls, texts, and go on with your water intake and manage your exercises. Another thing I want to go over is its competition analysis. Since we're talking about what it will do, we'll talk about what its competitors do. So this kind of was influenced based off the Oura Ring. And the Oura Ring is a very sleek design. It excels providing details and insights of sleep patterns, heart rate, and general activity. The only downside to it is that it doesn't connect to your other Apple ecosystems, like your headphones and stuff like that. So it kind of doesn't go together. So we want to make something that can work with all the products you've already invested in our company with. And then we also have the Fitbit. The Fitbit is more reliable when it comes to the price tag, making it easier to afford, but it's not really something like it's not very sleek and what's more advanced. It's kind of just a regular watch. and it doesn't really connect with it does connect with your phone, but you can't answer phone calls and stuff like that. And it does do your fitness, but it's not into detail with it. It's more just modern like daily steps and stuff like that. And then its last thing that its competitor would be the Garmin. The Garmin is more for like, it's not really a smartwatch. It's more for like when you're going on runs, if you do cross country or if you go on hikes, it has a top level fitness tracking, but it doesn't really have anything to do with like your phone, your music, stuff like that. It's more just for like how much are you running or where are you hiking, your elevation and stuff like that.
Hi everyone, this is Jiahui Wang. I'm going to talk about segmentation. The iRing will target specific groups based on several key characteristics. Demographically, it is aimed at individuals between 25 and 45 years old, particularly young professionals and tech enthusiasts who are already invested in Apple's ecosystem. These customers tend to have middle to high incomes with an ability to afford premium devices, making the iRing an attractive option. Geographically, the product will be launched in major metropolitan areas in the United States where tech adoption is high, along with key international markets like Western Europe and East Asia, particularly China and Japan, where Apple already enjoys significant market share. Psychographically, the target consumers are those who value convenience and luxury while leading active, health-conscious lives. As to the smart distribution strategies, we are going to use Apple's established strength, integration in a perfect mechanism, and efficiency as per Apple's tradition. As for the branding strategy, customers will have the option to choose from a range of finishes, allowing the iRing to reflect their personal style. This isn't just about function, it's about creating a new fashion statement that blends utility with luxury. The iRing will become a status symbol, much like the iPhone or AirPods, but with a subtle sophistication. The branding will emphasize how the iRing seamlessly merges with Apple's ecosystem, acting as a bridge between health, communication, and personal expression. Imagine controlling your AirPods with a tap on your ring or getting subtle haptic feedback for notifications, all while tracking your health metrics without lifting a finger. The iRing will be positioned as the ultimate extension of the Apple experience, a piece of tech that fades into the background but enhances every aspect of your life. As for the pricing strategy, Apple will use a value-based pricing strategy for the iRing. At $399 for the base model, the iRing will be priced competitively against the Quora Ring, which is a major competitor in the market. Higher tier models with added features such as premium materials or longer battery life will range from $499 to $599, offering consumers options based on their preferences. Production costs for the iRing are expected to be around $120 per unit, allowing Apple to maintain a strong profit margin of about 70%. The company will need to sell approximately 500,000 units in the first year to break even, covering initial development, marketing, and distribution costs.
Hello, my name is Jordan Coaxum, and this is my portion of the presentation. For my portion, I discussed the financial analysis of the iRing prototype from Apple. We assumed that Apple will start selling this product at 50 of their flagship locations. With this assumption, the average cost per store would be $2 million. The total startup cost that we calculated would be $250 million. We got this from calculating that we initially plan on having 500,000 units of product, and each product's cost is 150 to produce. The estimated units sold within the first year would be 2 million. And the estimated total revenue for the first year would be 1 billion. When estimating sales, we plan to observe the market analysis and utilize the chain ratio method. We estimate the global wearable market at 500 million a year, and the estimated share being 10% for the first year. We calculate the sales estimation using the chain ratio method and estimate that we will sell around 2 million units within the first year. To calculate the total revenue for the first year, we just multiply our selling price, which is 500, and our estimated units sold, 2 million, and that brings the revenue to 1 billion. To calculate the break-even point in units, we would divide the fixed costs by the contribution margin per unit, which would give us 400,000 units of product. To calculate the break-even point in dollars, we would need to multiply the break-even units by the selling price. Conclusion. In conclusion, when proposing this new idea of the iRing designed and produced by the company Apple, there are numerous challenges that we expect to face. The first challenge that we would need to overcome would be a marketing strategy. We plan to combat this problem by implementing unique features and designs that stand out from the competition. Marketing campaigns and partnerships will help showcase the new product. The second challenge that we would need to overcome would be high production costs. We plan to maintain the costs by relying on Apple's previous relationships with suppliers and partnering with companies in new markets for innovation. Thank you.